Good morning, everyone. Once again, it's Amish here in front of you with the next lecture of chapter solution. So today we are going to see non-ideal solution showing negative deviation. In last class, we have seen non-ideal solution showing positive deviation. We have seen how the boiling point gets lowered and vapor pressure gets higher. We have talked about the azeotropic mixture also. We have seen how when in ethyl alcohol we mix the cyclohexane, how the hydrogen bond breaks, and that leads to the lowering of boiling point, which yields in higher vapor pressure. Today we are going to see non-ideal solution showing negative deviation. If for the two component A and B, the force of interaction between A and B molecules are more than AA and BB forces of interaction, the escaping tendency of A and B type of molecule from the solution becomes less than from the pure liquid. So here they are still again talking about the interaction between A and B are more. So here the interaction between A and B molecule are more than in comparison to AA and BB force of interaction. Means the escaping tendency of A and B type of molecule from the solution become less than from the pure liquid. So for example, or the another example for it. So here it is, the another example. For any composition of solution, the partial vapor pressure of each component will be less. So here in positive deviation vapor pressure was more, but in negative deviation the partial vapor pressure of each component will be less, and the total vapor pressure of solution will also be less than what? Than the expected from Raoult's law. So if we are expecting more vapor pressure, or vapor pressure should come up to the Raoult's law, but it is not coming, it is coming less than the actual line obtained in Raoult's law. So these solutions are said to show negative deviation from Raoult's law. So whose vapor pressure gets lowered, they show non-ideal solution having negative deviation, and such types of negative deviation leads to deviation from Raoult's law. Next, such solution exhibit an increase in boiling point. So in such cases boiling point gets increased on adding more of solute. For it, total vapor pressure of solution will be least and boiling point will be highest, just opposite of positive deviation. In positive deviation we seen that boiling point gets decreased and vapor pressure gets increased, but here what we are seeing in negative deviation, such solution, non-ideal solution exhibit an increase in boiling point on adding more of solute. For it, total vapor pressure of solution will be least and boiling point will be highest. So in this case boiling point will be highest. The solution will also distill without a change in composition and provide an example of another kind of azeotropes. So there also there was azeotrope. In positive deviation there also there is azeotrope. So there it was minimum boiling azeotrope, but in negative deviation there will be maximum boiling azeotrope. Only maximum and minimum difference is here. So again the solution will also distill without change in composition. If it distills without any change in composition, then another example of azeotrope will be there. We called it maximum boiling azeotrope. So remember, minimum boiling azeotrope is obtained in case of positive deviation from non-ideal solution, and maximum boiling azeotrope is obtained in case of negative deviation from ideal solution. Now with the help of curve we can even see if it is a line of Raoult's law, broken line is for Raoult's law. So what we are seeing that vapor pressure gets lowered, so therefore it gets lowered from the Raoult's ideal solution which is obtained for the Raoult's law. So the below complete line which is less than the expected is showing the vapor pressure of solution for which is showing negative deviation. Rest thing is same, only they are getting lowered, vapor pressure gets lowered, rest things are still the same. So what will be the example for negative deviation for non-ideal solution? For example, negative deviation from Raoult's law is exhibited by a mixture of chloroform. What is the formula of chloroform? CaCl3 and acetone. When these are mixed, the hydrogen bond takes place between them. So just opposite of positive deviation is negative deviation. In positive deviation we have seen that in ethanol hydrogen bond was already present. When we have taken the acetone, in it the hydrogen bond gets break. So when we have taken the cyclohexane, the hydrogen bond gets break in the ethanol. So same way, just opposite of it, chloroform do not have hydrogen bond, and when when these are mixed, the hydrogen bond takes place, means there is not breaking of hydrogen bond. In case of positive deviation, there was breaking of hydrogen bond in ethanol when cyclohexane was taken, but here when we mix the two components, there is formation of hydrogen bond, so that leads to the increase in boiling point. Let's see. So we have two molecular species due to which escaping tendency of either of the liquid molecules becomes less, consequently boiling point of solution increases. Let's see the example. So this is the molecule of chloroform CaCl3, and this is a molecule of acetone CH3COCH3. So when H and O comes in direct contact, that leads to the formation of hydrogen bond. So suppose in chloroform we have put it the acetone, and that leads to the formation of hydrogen bond. As hydrogen bond builds up, hydrogen bond is produced, that leads to increase in boiling point. So hydrogen bond between CaCl3 and acetone. So same it is said, in case of negative deviation a slight decrease in volume and evolution of it takes place. So volume also decreases and evolution of it also decreases. On mixing as expected, del V and del H both becomes negative. Apart from hydrogen bonding, other weaker interaction force like dipole-dipole attraction also be partly responsible for deviation from ideal behavior. So apart from hydrogen bond which is being built, other type of interaction also comes in action, that is dipole-dipole attraction. So that leads to the deviation from ideal behavior. The curve which we have seen, that goes from the below, vapor pressure gets lowered, boiling point gets increased. Now what are the other example apart from chloroform and acetone? Other examples showing negative deviation are chloroform plus benzene, CHCl3 plus C6H6, second chloroform plus diethyl ether, CHCl3 plus diethyl ether, third is acetone plus aniline, fourth example of negative deviation is HCl plus H2O, fifth example is HNO3 plus H2O, sixth example is acetic acid plus pyridine. So these are the examples of negative deviation by non-ideal solution. Now finally we have just wrap up the rest. We are going to see the difference between ideal and non-ideal solution, that is more important. So in ideal solution, first point, interaction between components are similar to those in pure component. So interaction in between the solute and solvent, solvent and solvent, and solute and solute, so both are similar. There is no change in volume, there is no change in enthalpy. So therefore it is written, interaction between components are similar to those in pure component. But in non-ideal solution, interaction between components are different from those of pure components. So pure component interaction is different, and interaction between components AB is different. Second point, no volume change, del V mixing 0, no enthalpy change, del H mixing 0. But here in non-ideal solution, del V does not equals to 0, del H does not equals to 0, mixing the components. Third difference, ideal solution, each component obeys Raoult's law at all temperatures and pressure and concentration, that is PA equals to XA into P naught A, PB equals to XB into P naught B. But in case of non-ideal solution, do not obey Raoult's law, show positive and negative deviation from Raoult's law. PA does not equals to P naught A into XA, and PB does not equals to P naught B into XB. Graphically even we can see, taking the example of chlorobenzene and bromobenzene, so we get a straight line like that. But in the case of non-ideal, we get the in positive deviation, vapor pressure is more in negative deviation, vapor pressure is less than Raoult's law. Now we are going to see the difference between positive and negative deviation. So what is the difference between positive and negative deviation? That deals with the non-ideal solution. So first point is solution showing positive deviation. So first point is interaction between components are less than in pure components. So the interaction between component AB is less as compared to pure component BB. Solution showing negative deviation, first point interaction between components are greater than pure components. So there is more interaction in case of negative deviation in between the component than in their pure state. Means BB have less interaction than AB interaction. Second point, for positive deviation del V mixing will be having the positive value. For negative deviation del V mixing have negative value. Same way, third point, del H mixing having positive value, del H mixing has negative value. Fourth point, in case of non-ideal solution showing positive deviation, the value of PA is greater than that of P naught A into XA. Similarly, the value of PB is greater than that of XB into P naught B. But in case of negative deviation, the value of PA is less than XA into P naught A, and the value of PB will be less than XB into P naught B. Last point is form minimum boiling azeotrope. Boiling point gets lowered, therefore it is showing in positive deviation, forms minimum boiling azeotrope. In negative deviation, form maximum boiling azeotrope. So till here we have completed the difference. Last point is related to the azeotrope only. Let's see that also. So azeotrope or azeotropic or constant boiling mixture. Azeotropic or constant boiling mixture, what is it? So azeotropic or constant boiling mixture, this type of liquid mixture having a definite composition and boiling like a pure liquid is called constant boiling mixture. So if there is a type of liquid mixture having definite composition, there is no change in composition and boiling, then such type of pure liquids are called constant boiling mixture or an azeotropic mixture or azeotrope. It can be separated by fractional distillation. So azeotropic mixture, azeotropic constant boiling mixture can be separated by fractional distillation. For example of azeotropic mixture will be ethyl alcohol plus water, C2H5OH plus water forms azeotropic mixture having 95.5% alcohol and 4.5% water. Boiling at constant temperature, that is of 78.15 degrees Celsius. So that is the example of azeotropic mixture. Azeotropic mixture, constant boiling mixture, the another name is constant boiling mixture also, are those completely miscible liquid mixture which distills over without changing composition and boiled at constant temperature. So remember it, what is azeotropic mixture? So such types of miscible liquid which mix in each other, mixes with which distills over unchanged in composition, which distills without change in composition and boils at constant temperature. So example is given for positive constant boiling point mixture. For positive deviation it is given H2O alcohol, H2O C6H7OH, CH3CO, CH3 plus CS2 carbon disulfide, chloroform plus alcohol C2H5OH. For negative deviation azeotropic mixture, example is H2O plus HCl, H2O plus HI, H2O plus HNO3, H2O plus HClO4, maximum boiling point. In this case it will be the minimum boiling point. So till here we have completed the major part of Raoult's law. Now we are going to proceed with very important properties which is important in terms of exam also, and questions must come from this part, and the name of that topic is colligative property, very important from here onwards. So that is colligative property. So whom we call colligative property, which entirely depends on the number of particles of solute. So the colligative property depend on the number of particles of solute. So let's see the properties of a solution which depends entirely upon number of particles of solute, that can be the ion molecules or associated molecules in a given volume of solvent, and not on a chemical nature of solvent solute molecules, are defined as colligative property. So you have to focus on that in colligative property the entire property of solution depends on what? So it depends on number of particles of solute. So how many particles of solute are there? Solute can be ion, molecule or associated molecules. So keep in mind number of particles of solute. The solution property entirely depends in a given volume of solvent, and it is independent of chemical nature of solute. What is the chemical nature of solute? It has nothing to deal with the chemical nature of solute, but it has to deal only with the number of particles of solute. So keep in mind the property which depends, the property of solution which depends entirely on the number of particle of solute is called colligative property, which has nothing to deal with the chemical nature of solute molecules. So such type of property is called colligative property. Another definition of colligative property is those property of ideal solution which depends only on the number of particles of the solute dissolved in a definite amount of solvent. So where it is dissolved in a definite amount of solvent and do not depends on nature of solute, which do not depends on the nature of solute, are called colligative properties. Now what are the four important colligative properties? Remember it also. Anyone can ask, write the four colligative properties. So four colligative properties are, first one is relative lowering of vapor pressure. Relative lowering of vapor pressure we have to study in detail. Second one, osmotic pressure. Second one is osmotic pressure. Third one is elevation in boiling point, or elevation of boiling point. And fourth one is depression of freezing, depression in freezing point. Depression in freezing point. One is extra which we have to study also, abnormal molecular mass. Okay. So let's start with the first one, that is the relative lowering of vapor pressure. So we are going to start with the first property of colligative property, that is relative lowering of vapor pressure. How the vapor pressure gets lowered? So keep in mind vapor pressure gets lowered when the non-volatile solute, solid solute is get added to the solution. And because of addition of non-volatile solute, the vapor pressure of solution gets lowered. Same thing is written, when a non-volatile solute is dissolved in a solvent, the vapor pressure of solution is lower than that of pure solvent. If there is pure solvent, we are heating, we are getting more vapor pressure, but when the non-volatile solute is mixed in it, vapor pressure gets lowered. Same thing is said again, when a non-volatile solute is dissolved in a solvent, the vapor pressure of solution is lower than that of pure solvent, which is given by an equation. So equation is given here, which is used in the numerical, that is very important. The equation is P naught minus Ps by P naught. P naught minus Ps by P naught. So we have seen that earlier also. P naught minus Ps by P naught. What was P naught? So P naught is vapor pressure of pure solvent, vapor pressure in pure state. Vapor pressure of pure solvent is shown with P naught. Ps stands for vapor pressure of solution, and that is equals to mole fraction. You can even take the mole fraction of solute, x2. So if the mole fraction of solute is x2, then what will be the value? In place of x2 we can write number of moles of solute, that is N2 divided by N1 plus N2. So what is N2? N2 denotes number of moles of solute and N1 denotes number of moles of solvent. So keep in mind what is the formula of relative lowering of vapor pressure. P naught minus Ps by P naught is equals to N2 by N1 plus N2. So P naught denotes the vapor pressure of pure solvent, and Ps stands for vapor pressure of solution. So we have the conclusion here. For above equation, it concludes that relative lowering of vapor pressure depends only upon the number of moles of solutes. So in this equation what we have seen, that this is the equation of relative lowering of vapor pressure. P naught minus Ps by P naught is called relative lowering of vapor pressure. So whom it depends? It depends on the number of moles of solute. N2 is the number of moles of solute. So it depends on the number of moles of solute. So herefore it is said, for above equation, it is concluded that relative lowering of vapor pressure depends only upon number of moles of solute dissolved in a definite number of moles of solvent. Where it is dissolved? It is dissolved in definite number of moles of solvent and is independent of nature of solute. And it is independent of nature of solute. So it doesn't depends on the nature of solute, but it depends on the number of moles of solute dissolved in a definite number of moles of solvent. And that is the formula for relative lowering of vapor pressure, keep in mind. So determining molecular mass of solute, so we can even determine the molecular mass of solute from lowering of vapor pressure. So with that equation, P naught minus Ps by P naught equals to N2 divided by N1 plus N2, we can calculate it in terms of molecular mass. How we will do that? So in place of N1 and N2, what we can use? In place of number of moles, given mass by molecular mass, so we can use the W2 by M1. So given mass is W1 and M1 stands for molecular mass. Same way here N2, if we are considering the N2 as number of moles of solute, is equals to mass of solute W2 by molecular mass of solute. If N1 stands for number of moles of solvent, then W1 stands for mass of solvent, M1 stands for molecular mass of solvent. So in place of N1 and N2, in the above equation, we can use W1 by M1 in place of N1, and in place of N2 we can use W2 by M2. So in this equation we will put the value of N2 and N1. Let's see. So by putting the value of N2 and N1, we get P naught minus Ps divided by P naught will be equals to what? So in place of N2 we'll take W2 by M2, in place of M1 W1 by M1, in place of N2 same way W2 by M2. So here we get, for dilute solution N2 can be neglected. So if it is dilute solution, then N2 can be neglected. So in that case we can write the formula of P naught minus Ps by P naught is equals to N2 by N1. So we'll not take the N2 at the bottom, at the denominator's end. We'll just take N2 by N1. Now put the value P naught minus Ps by P naught is equals to W2 by M2 divided by W1 by M1. So finally, that is in terms of molecular mass, determining molecular mass in terms of relative lowering of vapor pressure. So finally what we get? We get P naught minus Ps by P naught is equals to W2 into M1 divided by W1 into M2. So W2 is the mass of solute, M1 is the mass of solvent, W1 is the mass of solute, and M2 stands for molecular mass of solute. So by this way we can get. So above, just remember that P naught minus Ps is called lowering of vapor pressure. P naught minus Ps is only called lowering of vapor pressure, but P naught minus Ps by P naught is called relative lowering of vapor pressure. Now it is given, this formula is used for dilute as well as concentrated solution. So we can use this formula for dilute as well as for concentrated solution. Now one numerical is based on this. We are going to see, that is vapor pressure of water at 293 Kelvin is 17.51 mm. Lowering of vapor pressure of sugar solution is 0.00614 mm. Calculate relative lowering of vapor pressure of solution, mole fraction of water, this all. Just apply your mind. Vapor pressure of water means vapor pressure in pure state. So if it is vapor pressure in pure state, we denote vapor pressure in pure state with which sign? P naught. We have done that. Vapor pressure in pure solvent, we have seen na? Vapor pressure in pure state or pure solvent is P naught, and in off solution it is Ps. So same way it is here in the question, that vapor pressure of water, so that is vapor pressure of solution, vapor pressure of solvent in pure state. So it is denoted with P naught, it is 17.51. A lowering of vapor pressure, so I have said that relative lowering of vapor pressure is P naught minus Ps by P naught, but if it is lowering of vapor pressure, it will be equals to P naught minus Ps is equals to 0.0614. So just apply the formula here. First question, relative lowering of vapor pressure formula is P naught minus Ps by P naught. Just apply the value. So P naught minus Ps is equals to 0.0614, that is lowering of vapor pressure. Put the value. P naught value is given 17.51, put the value. So we'll get what? Relative lowering of vapor pressure. So for this entire value we'll got this answer, 0.0035. Now next question is related with vapor pressure of solution. So vapor pressure of solution is shown with PS. So here we have to get the value of PS. Apply the formula. So it was given na P naught minus PS is equals to 0.0614. We have calculated the P naught, relative lowering of vapor pressure. We have got this value, that is equals to this. P naught value is given in the question, just get the PS. So by doing the subtraction, we have got the value of PS equals to 17.4468. So we have calculated the value of vapor pressure of solution. Second one also. Now third question is related with the mole fraction of water. What will be the mole fraction of water? So for that, what will go? We can use the formula of mole fraction. Mole fraction of water by Raoult's law, P naught minus PS by P naught is equals to N2 by N1 plus N2. So in place of this entire, we have to get the mole fraction, apply the formula X2. It is in place of N2 divided by N1 plus N2. P naught value we know, PS value we know. Just apply it. So finally what will get? X2 equals to 0.00351. Mole fraction of solvent, if it is mole fraction of solute, X2. What will the mole fraction of solvent water? Subtract with 1. As we know that mole fraction of solute plus solvent is equals to 1. So subtract mole fraction of solute comes 0.00351. So finally 1 minus 0.00351 will gives the mole fraction of solvent. So by this way we have calculated the, we have solved one of the numerical. And next numerical is related with this only. You can even solve it by yourself. 1 gram of non-volatile solute was dissolved in 100 gram of acetone. At 298 Kelvin, the vapor pressure of solution was found to be 192.5. So what will, which value is given? PS. PS is given of mm of Hg. Calculate molar mass of solute. So in terms of molecular mass, we have to take the value of N. The vapor pressure of pure acetone is given 195. So P naught is given, PS is also given. Mass is of solute and solvent is also given. So mass of solvent is W1 is equals to 100 gram. Mass of solute is 1 gram, non-volatile solute, and solvent is acetone. P naught value is given in question, PS value is given in question. Molecular mass of acetone we know, that is 58 gram. Molecular mass of non-volatile solute we have to calculate, M2 we have to calculate. Now just apply on the formula which we know, P naught minus PS by P naught is equals to W2 by M2 into W divided by W1 into M1. Just apply. We have to calculate the value of M1. Rest value is given, P naught minus PS. P naught minus PS divided by P naught. We have got the molecular mass of solute, mass of solvent, molecular mass of solute. We have to get molecular mass of solvent. Acetone is given 58. By this we will get the molecular mass of non-volatile solute. Same way many questions are there. Just try to solve it by yourself. I am just showing it. Questions are here, you just try to solve it by yourself. Try to solve it. Same way, one more question is of NCERT, internal NCERT question number 2.9. I am just reading the question, try to do this. Vapor pressure of pure water at 298 Kelvin is 23.8 mm of Hg. 50 gram of urea is dissolved in 50 gram of water. Calculate vapor pressure of water for this solution and its relative lowering. I am showing the answer also, try to solve it by yourself. So that is the solution. That is the solution of that internal question. That is the solution. So by this way, you can solve rest questions of NCERT which I am mentioning here at last. External 2.36, 2.37, 2.38, 2.39, then NCERT 2.34, 2.19, 2.18 external questions, 2.17, 2.15 and 2.16. These all questions you have to do now, either from ASCHAN or from NCERT. So this question till here we have completed the first colligative property, that is the relative lowering of vapor pressure, P naught minus PS by P naught equals to mole fraction or N2 divided by N1 plus N2. Try to do this by yourself, try to do the numerical. In next lecture we are going to see the second colligative property, that is osmotic pressure. Thank you everyone.